somehow we won that game. I don't know. That was an interesting one, but it's 4 points. It's 4 points. Probably not one I'm going to watch again anytime soon. Yeah, it was a tricky one. I did feel in the first quarter there that things weren't going well, even though the Cats were getting a stack of the ball. Just the way we were going about it just didn't. Something fell off. I don't know what. I couldn't put my finger on it, but something fell off. But anyway, welcome to another edition of Postgame Live. Sunday, the 1st of June. Gee, we're in June already. Happy winter, everyone. I'm in the garage. I've got the heater on. My name's Ben Reeve. This is going to be fun. We are going to try to keep it a little bit shorter tonight with the guests. It's a school night. It's already pretty late. I'm going to try my best to keep it to around about 10 minutes per guest. So if you want to come on, have your say. That would be awesome. I am just about to post the link, the guest link in the chat. I've got Ben Harris and Kyri ready to go, lined up. But in about 20 or 30 minutes' time, if you want to jump in, by all means, there we go. Posting that. G'day, Roaming. G'day, Ethan. Posting the link now. Hello, Heidi Sparkles, Shadu, as always, Mighty Sparlock, Magnus, and StreamYard. You're not a real person, StreamYard, but you're at the top for some reason. So, yeah, Cats, 43 points at Perth Stadium, Optus Stadium, whatever. Jeremy Cameron, we'll talk about him, won't we? I'm sure during the show, 4 goals in the last quarter there, ends up with the bag, nearly had 6. And Bailey Smith and Max Holmes, they're probably 3 big names for tonight. I don't know how everyone's going to feel tonight about this one. I was chatting with Kyri a little bit, and I'll get him to talk in a sec and hear what he's got to say. But, yeah, this is an interesting one for me. 4 points is great, but we move on to next week. But anyway, let's get Kyri on. Enough of me. Let's bring him on. Good evening, Kyri.
G'day, Ben. And, oh, my goodness, sigh of relief, isn't it? Like, the beginning of the game was great. I thought, we're absolutely on here. This is going to be a 80-plus point win. I thought Bailey Smith was going to rack 50 disposals.
Yep.
And the end of the game was good. But the middle, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Like, that was so stressful to watch, honestly. And, like, I'll be honest, Ben. I think this is, look, this was a good win. No doubt about that. But it's just a sigh of relief, honestly. This would have been a lot worse if this went the other way around. This is a team that's like bottom of the ladder as well. I saw them play at the gather round here in Adelaide against Carlton. Carlton's absolutely smacked the hell out of them, and gee whiz, But look, end of the day, we got the 4 points, but I think just move on, focus on to the next game, but. Oh man, don't do this. Don't do this to us again, please. Honestly.
Are we seeing a trend this year where we play really well, pardon me, against the top sides in the comp, or at this stage, I guess what we've seen with 12 rounds of football, but against the top sides, but maybe we just, I don't know what we put out when we play the rubbish teams. We've lost to St Kilda, Carlton, GWS, where's GWS on the ladder? They must be just outside the 8.
I got first crack on Fox Footy. GWS is 7th at the moment. So
okay, well, fair enough. So they've beaten us, but has anyone else in the top 8 actually beaten us? We've beat Brisbane, yes, and GWS. They're the only 2 teams in the top 8 that have beaten us.
And I mean, honestly, Collingwood, they should have beaten us as well. Like when you think about it. But, it's like, and this is the other thing, like, historically, that I've watched Geelong play, we do badly against the bottom side teams. I've seen it against Richmond at Cardinia Park. 2020, when I went, I saw them play against the Crows at the Adelaide Oval. That first quarter, we just looked absolutely terrible. We didn't really click it in until the fourth. So... We tend to play bad against the bottom side clubs. That it is a trend, like you said, Ben. But yeah, I said on a tweet earlier, this has to be like 60 points. anything less is a fail. Honestly, when you think about, you want to assert yourself for the top four, you want to get the percentage, and I thought the way we started, yeah, I thought it was a bit of a missed opportunity. If I'm being completely honest, I mean, look, it is a lot. It is still a long season ahead, but it could be one of those games that ultimately costs us a home qualifying final.
Yeah, look, the percentage. Look, the only thing I'll say, there's a couple of good things I want to say, and I'm not going to take your time up too much, but I kind of like just being under the radar a little bit in fifth position at the moment and just sort of just being outside of the conversation, I suppose. I forgot my second point. Anyway, that's probably the main point
I
I was
agree
going to
as
make.
well. Brisbane,
Mate,
fifth place, they won the flag.
yeah.
Yeah, nah, which you're right. I agree as well, but I don't know. I just feel like I said, I saw Carlton built the shit out of them at the gather round. Like, why can't we? The way how we started the game, and we couldn't even kick straight either
Yeah.
as well. Our delivery inside 50 was just atrocious. Ruben Jimby, out of all freaking defenders, gives Jeremy Cameron a bath. Yeah, he kicked, what was it, 4 goals in the fourth
Poor
quarter,
bugger.
but you
He
know,
didn't deserve that.
it's
Didn't
always the
deserve
spud defenders. They play like all Australian defenders on
it.
Cameron. Honestly, far out. But look, took care of business at the end of the day. But gee whiz, we can't do that. We can't do that against Gold Coast though next week.
Well, that was my other positive. That was my other point I was going to make. At least we've got a good team next week. So if our theory holds up, we'll play well against Gold Coast in less than 6 days' time. Actually,
Yeah.
I think it's a twilight game at GMHBA, and I don't recall having lost to the Gold Coast ever at GMHBA. So
Nah, not at
I feel
home.
like that's
Nah, I don't
accurate.
think so.
Someone on the chat will probably tell us what the current winning streak is.
Yeah. We haven't. Well, last time we faced them was at Gold Coast, then at Darwin. We should never play at Darwin ever again over there. But no, I think no, we generally got a good record against them at home as well. But yeah, gee whiz, I think we've got a lot of work to do, especially in the back line as well. I thought Sam de Koning was just in absolute all sorts. I don't know what's going on with him. Like, he just needs to pull his head in. Honestly, I've seen him play better than this. You lose
Yeah.
one-on-one contests, that's fine. That happens to the best of the defenders. But it's just his body language. Pull your head in, mate. Honestly, if Jake Colajazny was available for selection, honestly, I'd drop to Koning at the moment, just based on form. But
You've been bathing in the same water that Lucas has been in bathing, dropping Jezza to the twos. Now I think is it Shadu was just joking in the chat. I can see
he's just
Jezza back
he's
to
just lucky. He's just lucky at the moment. But I don't know if he just needs to go to the confidence shop and buy some confidence.
baby.
You know, he's just out. He's just in all sorts. Like,
And there's a visual for the chat as well. Lucas and Kyri sharing bath together. Bit early in the night for that. Save that one for
yeah,
a bit later tonight.
and I'm sure and even throughout the chat throughout this game, Lucas had a few words about Chester and Connor O'Sullivan especially as well. But you'll hear from him later, ladies and gentlemen. So
Welcome to Post Game Live. Yes, we did win by 43 points, Aaron, but it's god, I've got to try. I've got to try and be positive. You're allowed to go your hardest, Kyri, though. But I promised myself a few weeks ago I'd straighten up and be a little bit more positive, especially after a win. But as you said, we probably wanted a 10-goal win here, and got away with a 43-point win with a good fourth quarter. Is there anyone outside of the obvious? I'm going to say Max Holmes, Bailey Smith, and Jeremy Cameron. Anyone, just as we start to wrap things up for you, because I am trying to keep it to around 10 or 12 minutes.
yeah,
who
sure.
stood out for you tonight that you liked, that you want to give a special shout out to? Or shout out one of those three if you want.
Yeah, well, I really like Graham Myers' game tonight. I thought he was back to his best footy. Kicked 2 goals, one. just connecting from the forward line as well. He was just absolutely everywhere. When we needed a goal late in the first quarter, I thought, gee whiz, we need a goal, and all of a sudden he kicks one, right after the siren. I thought that was just some absolute Messi magic right there.
Yep.
He's back to his best. Yeah.
I can't do it very well, but anyway.
And yeah, I've seen in the chat Mitch Duncan. I thought he had a really good game as well.
Yeah, Dunk went okay. I'm glad you mentioned him.
He was pretty solid, and this is a guy that we think is he below his best and all that. But if he keeps playing like that, I think he's got a spot in the best 23. So you need more experience in the side as well. Jed Bewes obviously being managed. It is probably a good headache in the selection panel, but Brad Close. I'm seeing the chat as well. Oh, that's right. I wanted to talk about quickly as well. I thought,
Go for it.
mate, he was working in the butcher shop, mate. Just kept butchering it, like just uncharacteristic from Brad Close. 11 out of 10. He just always does the right thing, but yeah, he's another guy. I love Brad Close as well, but pull your head in, mate. Pull your head in. But
He did kick a nice one on his left foot.
He did. Yeah.
Second quarter, I want to say. Yeah, maybe. That was a nice one. I didn't expect that one to go through. He did burn Bailey Smith at one point too. Bailey Smith was on 50 wide open. He's like, I want to look for my good mate Chezza, which he does 9 times out of 10. But,
I was like, what are you doing? And it's just uncharacteristic from him. But look, I have every faith that he'll turn it around. But yeah, oh my goodness. He was working at my local butcher, mate. That's how bad he was with the ball.
We love him though. We do love him. He'll be good next week. Don't worry. He'll be fine.
No, he'll definitely turn it around. No, for sure.
He'll be fine. All right, I'm going to put you in your Wonder Woman pajamas and tuck you into bed. You got to work tomorrow, don't you?
I do.
Weird night to watch footy. I tell you what, Sunday night. I don't know.
I'll do my 3-2-1s and I'll
do it.
So yeah, 3 votes Bailey Smith, 2 votes Graham Myers, 1 vote Max Holmes, and to you Andrew Dillon, mate. It's to you, mate. We should never play on Sunday night ever again in Perth. I know WA is a public holiday, but mate, what have we done to AFL House to cop this this time slot? Disgusting, mate. You get Carlton and Essendon at prime time. Laura Kane, you get your Kangas on at prime time as well. Absolutely disgusting. Honestly, it's just felt like an eternity waiting for Cats footy, mate. Never again.
6 days to go, mate.
Anyway, I'm off. But have a good night, Ben. Hopefully another win next week, and
easy. We'll be back on the win. We'll win. Was it 4 in a row next week? Don't worry about that. Gold Coast
4 in a row. Yeah,
cannot lose. In
the top 4 as well. So
definitely
taking it one game at a time. All right. Cheers, Ben. Go Cats.
Go Catters. All right. Who's in the chat? Geez, we're whinging. Sorry, chat. We're coming off hot tonight, having a bit of a whinge straight up. Vince has joined the chat, and I've got Ethan in the chat, and Ben's up next as well. Just Jackie, hello. Kyri spitting facts. Magnus Sherlock. Hello, Magnus. Ted Closey was good. Another 5 minute, the 5 minute man, Ted Closey at the moment. Kanga. Very good. Roaming. I can't actually see roaming. I can't see who's in first place. I don't know how this first place stuff works, experience points. I know you were asking about that the other night on the Paul James show. I have no idea on that one, but if you figure it out, let us know. Zelenko, hello. I thought Paul was the GOAT. Are you chopping and changing all the time, or has it always been me? I don't know. I think Paul's the GOAT anyway. All right. I'm going to get Ben on because he was first in, but I did promise Kyri first. But here's Ben. Hello, mate. Been a weird night, mate.
It has, yes.
We couldn't quite get our thing to work tonight.
No, it just I don't know what was going on with the thing. I put the stream key in and did everything, and it just said, "Oh, like you don't have permission," and it just came up with an icon saying you don't have permission to stream.
Computer said no.
Mm.
No. Anyway, we'll keep working on it. For those who are unsure what we're talking about, we tried to have a live watch party, a watch along this evening, but didn't quite work. I think
I'll show you something. This is what I actually had in the background of the thing. Hang on, I can get my camera to sort of. Actually, don't worry about it. It's all right. But actually, I'll show you. This is what I had lined up to have in the background of the thing, if you can see it.
Motion sickness. Oh yeah, Gaza.
Have that in the background.
Nice.
I was going to have that as well.
Yep. You're all set up. Yeah, the studio set up and everything.
Yeah, this wasn't to be.
It's time. That's all right. That's all right. We're just building suspense for the next time we have a crack at it. I don't know what happened, but anyway. Hello, Horatio, and who else is in the chat here? I'm missing a couple, but let's talk about the game, though. Have you got anything positive to say about a 43-point win? Straighten us up a little bit if you can.
Just the last quarter, I guess, to turn it on, and I guess our start as well, and it's just what we needed. And yeah, Bailey Smith, it's a good thing he played. I reckon if he didn't play, we don't win, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Well, we kind of let West Coast. We let them get back into it, and they did everything in there. They played really well. West Coast played really well.
They were just running and moving the ball forward really well and hitting targets inside 50. Like Oscar Allen, like 4 goals in the first half. He's been like the worst player in the comp this year, and then he's going to have his legacy game, his last legacy game for West Coast before he leaves. And
yep, that's his farewell game. No, I thought we were playing him into common medal contention at one stage there. I don't know. I'm like, we did this with Jesse Hogan. Jesse Hogan hasn't been able to touch the footy in the last fortnight since he's played us.
He couldn't kick a goal against Richmond and kicked 7 against us in a 4-point margin.
Yeah. Oh well. What did you think? I'm going to throw some names at you. Some names that might not come up. How do you reckon Tyson Stengel's going at the moment? What is your eyes telling you? Don't look at the stats, but how do you reckon he's going? Bit of a mixed bag for me.
Stengel. I thought in tonight's game, he was all right, I guess. He looked pretty good, I thought. But over the last few weeks, I'm not sure. He had that game against GWS where he kicked 2 goals for. He had that. We had the game where we smashed Port, but he didn't really get into it. In the Bulldogs game, once again, was all right. I think he kicked a few goals late, which might have improved his game. And tonight, I thought he was all right, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought he was okay. He's just lost a little bit, which I think he'll recapture it. Hopefully towards the end of the season, but he just keeps threatening to sort of blow the game apart. Stengers, he's just not quite there yet.
Our form slump last year, he was probably our best player during that period.
Fair enough, yeah.
The reason we were in games, but yeah, then again, that was 12 months ago, and we're here now, and I'm sure he can recapture that all-Australian magic form again.
What stood out for you tonight? I'm as I said with Kyri before, a couple of players that really just dominated for Geelong, and you could probably. I don't think he had. No, I didn't have Brian Myers on the podium. I thought Brian was really good, but who did you have on the podium tonight as your best 3? Start with that, and then maybe if we can if there's some other names that maybe others may have sort of caught your attention a little bit.
Yeah, so 3 votes, of course. We'll go to Smith. He had probably his best game for the club, I reckon. That was 25 touches in the first half and 13 in the second half. But every time a player dominates the first half, they always kind of drop off. So it was sort of expected and nothing to be concerned about. I'll give 2 votes to Holmes, I guess. He had a really good second quarter. I thought during that patch where we weren't going so well, he really kept a few moments. He turned it over and like stuffed up, I thought. But yeah, he was really good as well. I'll give one vote to Ryan, I reckon.
Another on the podium. Yep.
Yeah, I thought he really stood out at times. I reckon it's his best game for the year so far. Hasn't quite got his form over the last few years this year, but I reckon tonight, yeah, he was back.
Roaming's very observant. Oh no, g'day Hoops. I put the wrong one there. Where did you go, Roaming? G'day Spartacus. Go Cats. Ben is on the left. Depends on what your left is. Like Ben's on my left. But he's on your right, depending on how you're watching it. But yeah, yes, we are both Bens. Very, very observant. All right, outside the podium, have you got Jezza close? Because I would have had. I know it was all in the fourth quarter. The 5 goals is 5 goals. Like,
Mitch Duncan.
yes.
Mitch Duncan. I thought he was really underrated. Really underrated tonight. He did a few good kicks, long kicks, which hit a target and took some really good marks as well. I thought that was his best game so far for the season and in a while as well.
Never looked rushed tonight, did he? He just always seemed to make the right decision for the most part, and just knew when to go, knew when to play. Just that was a really high IQ game from Mitch Duncan tonight, I thought. Happy that he played that. I just kind of wish he kicked that goal at the end in front of his. I guess he probably had a few family members there tonight, being a WA boy himself. That would have been nice.
WA players in our team.
Shannon Neal. Who else? Lawson. So is there 3 or 4? I think there's 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
And is Harley Reid coming to Geelong?
Ooh, I don't know.
We talk about this every time we play him. We're gonna.
Paul will do a video soon on the player.
Well, he's done one on Harley Reid already, but based on nothing except he supported Geelong as a kid. That's pretty much it. Chasing the views. Love you, Paul. Watching in bed. Say that again.
Who will Paul's next trade video be? Target.
Oh, chat. Let us know. Who should Paul target next in the chat? Oh, look at the 2 Charlie Kerno. Yes, we haven't got the Charlie Kerno one yet. Yes.
Charlie Kerno, that'll be the next one because I think he's contracted, but there's a few rumors circling around that might be looking on the outside.
Okay. Is it unreasonable to suggest that we've seen the best of Charlie Kerno? I don't know. I think he's just had a few injuries, interrupted year, but would have liked him a couple of years ago when he was absolutely flying.
I thought this year would be like, we don't want to talk about Carlton, but I thought this year would be his best year because he dropped off last year. And usually when players do that, they have their best season of all time the next year, but probably isn't to be.
Not to be this time. Not to be. We've got Gold Coast next week, and I think a lot of Cats fans will probably move on from this game very quickly.
It's fun to forget.
Which is probably what you need to do. Just get back, just do your recovery, and worry about a big game next week against a pretty good opponent in Gold Coast. What are your thoughts going into that game next week?
A bit nervous. It's going to be like the GWS game, like in 2019. Like Gold Coast have never won at Geelong before, and they get some. If they win, it will be like a club-defying win for them, and like they've arrived win sort of stuff. And they win. Apparently, it's meant to be really wet as well.
Oh, a week out. Is 6 days out? Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it was wet for their game yesterday, and so I looked at the weather the other day. Apparently, it's meant to be really wet as well for this game. So I think that better suits us, I guess. The wet. I don't think we've really played a game in the wet this year, but
so we've played Gold Coast. Keep going.
Yeah, so I'd say the conditions should better suit us.
We've played Gold Coast 8 times at Cardinia Park.
Yeah, I don't think we haven't played them there since 21.
No, we have basically, we've won games by 68 points, 34 points, 37, 102, 120, 9 points for some reason, 52 and 150 points. So this would probably I know they're third on the ladder, but it has to be one of the biggest upsets ever if they beat us at home. And we're flying. I mean, we're not flying in terms of if you just look at tonight in isolation, but in terms of the last 2 months of footy, what are we, 7 and 8 or 8 out of 9 wins? We're going pretty well. As I said, move on from this one pretty quickly, but we're going pretty well if you look at the last couple of months, and so I think we'll be okay. But are you going to go to the Gold Coast game? Do you think you'll get along to that one? It's Twilight one on Saturday.
I'll go. Yeah, well, my seats are undercover, but so I'll definitely go no matter what the weather is.
Sparlock, expect a call from Andrew Dillon. None of that, please. No poor babies, no sweat. Oh, mate, yeah. All right. Anything else from tonight you want to touch on? Because as I said, I've moved Kyri on pretty quick. I've got a couple of people in the chat. I don't want to keep them waiting. Any more thoughts on tonight? And we will sort out this watch party thing. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think it's good that we just got a good run in the last quarter. It can sort of lean into next week as well. We just continue on from that instead of just if we led by like 50 points at quarter time and then we did fall away for the next 2, but then we fell away for the next 3 and just won by 2 goals or something. So I guess we did it in the last quarter, and we can build on that momentum for next week.
Yeah, we might get Danger back, maybe.
Yeah, I heard
probably not.
On the coverage that they said Dangerfield should be back next week.
Get a feeling we'll probably rest someone. The trip to WA, it always takes its toll on you. A trip to WA, even with a so-so opposition, but 6 days later as well, another game. So you'd imagine there'd be a change or two coming in. Potentially, someone like a Ted Closey gets a full game or something, or maybe he has to. If he's not going to get a game, he's probably got to go back to the VFL. But I expect a couple of changes at least. Make it the VFL team's struggling, but it doesn't matter. It's not about how the team.
Did Ollie Wiltshire get injured in the VFL or anything? Because
Who was that?
on the stats, Ollie Wiltshire.
Oh,
because I saw on the stats that he only had 1 disposal. Now, surely he got injured. Surely he was able to find the footy more than once.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I thought, maybe they're just taking all precautions there. And I thought, is he even playing? I don't know what's going on here, but clearly he would have been playing if he got a touch. But I didn't get to watch it on TV today. Catching up with some family, so I might have to go watch that one on the replay, or I'll catch up on Jake from the Chaps. He'll do his review. And he usually talks about all the AFL listed players from the VFL. So that's usually on the Patreon, but I think he might be starting to clip a 10-minute bit of that to drop on YouTube as well. So I know he did that this week, and that did pretty well. So that might be worth looking at too. So, all right, mate. I'll let you go. Thank you again. We'll try again with this watch party thing. We'll make it work. I'm sure we will. But figure out what went wrong technically tonight.
No, it's all right. We'll look forward to the next one.
We'll try next time. Take care. Go Cats.
Yep. See you, Ben. Go Cats.
Good man. All right. Hello, everyone in the chat. There's a couple of new people here. Spartacus, haven't said hello to you yet. Lindy Hodges, I believe. Lindy, are you Lucas's mum? Welcome to come on. Oh, yeah, Luke is always fighting with me. I do know it's a Geelong show. Come on the show, Lindy. We'll have to have a chat with you. Oh, Amy's out. 2 negative. I'm Mighty Sparlock. I keep clicking on names and they keep moving on me. I'm out. Good night, all. The negative vibe. I'm so sorry. What do you expect? Sometimes it takes a lot of effort to come on this show especially after a loss. It's a little bit easier when you win and you don't play that well, but it's not always easy. But I'm going to try. I am trying, people. I am trying to be positive. I really, really am. All right. The man from San Fran. You know him. You love him. Let's get him on. Oh, is he ready to go? Thumbs up, Ethan. Yep. I think you're good.
Hey.
The man in the gown.
Yep. Bathrobe comes out because we won. Wasn't always our prettiest. Wasn't always our best. But 4 points in Perth. No major injuries, we think. Way better than the Saints can say a couple weeks ago. like, even if, say, Bailey's feeling his hamstring this week, like, we don't leave with our best midfielder with a punctured lung.
No. I don't think we got an injury.
There's no easy out-of-state trip. Perth is the toughest trip, and we came out of it with 4 points. But if you flip around the sequencing, I think I'd feel better. Like, if you flip the first and second quarters, I'd probably
yeah. Yep.
Is my camera looking all right? Because yours looks shaky.
Yeah. Oh, is it my desk? You look fine. You always look good, mate.
Lovely. But yeah, I guess first quarter, I thought we really had a chance to bury them and break their spirit, and we didn't. I mean,
no.
If we kicked straighter there, that could have been, a 30-point margin. Instead, it was 11 until Graham scored. Technically, kind of after, he kicked it before the siren and went through after the siren. And then we let them hang around. They started getting those overlaps on us that other teams have beaten us with. And it went from looking like we had 4 guys everywhere for everyone to them having 4 guys for everyone. We let Matt Flynn get going in the ruck. I will give West Coast credit. Those middle quarters, they did play pretty well. But we also were pretty poor. Credit to Reece Stanley for picking it back up in that fourth quarter, but the middle quarters were not good from him. Like, we lost hitouts. Normally, I don't care about hitouts, but West Coast get crushed in hitouts most weeks. It's like, I forget last week when they were playing the Crows, I forget if I captained Riley O'Brien, but he was at least my vice captain. Like, for fantasy, if your ruck is facing the Eagles, they're going to rack up numbers, and we didn't quite do that, so that was a bit of a concern. I thought Bailey Smith, while the numbers were huge, there were a lot of ineffective disposals and turnovers. I think he finished with, it was 8 turnovers. And a lot of them just
his disposal was pretty bad. Yeah. But it's more about territory with him and Max Holmes, isn't it? And
yeah, but when you're kicking right 2 guys for intercept marks, that's where it becomes a concern. Whereas with Holmes, I really liked the way that he was able to extend his speed down the wing. There was one where I think it was Hoff was chasing him. It was either Hoff or Brock. Those two look pretty similar. I think it was Hoff. And he knew, all right, I have enough time to get, like 2 bounces or 3 bounces. He knew exactly how much leeway he had and when to get rid of it. And that was just a really good moment. And I guess if, what's your perspective tonight? You could be negative and say we played 2 very poor quarters against a bottom 3 team. Or you can be positive and say we played a lackluster game for prolonged stretches and still won by 43 on the road, despite bad games from guys that we usually can't afford bad games from, like Sam DeConing and Brad Close. I mean, every game I'm usually screaming, give the ball to Close. And then tonight he was way off. He was kicking to every black jersey he could find. DeConing first half was getting beat by Oscar Allen. He was better second half, but whose defense was really good, other than Jack Henry, who's just been so solid, was when we dropped Connor O'Sullivan back. Yes.
He looked shaky to me. I mean, he's a kid. He's learning. But he's the one that looked to me like...
I mean, he was a little shaky on the actual disposal at times under pressure, but defending the one-on-ones...
Yeah. Defending one-on-ones, but just when he's got it, he does look a little rushed at times and a little bit skittish. But he'll get better with time. It's just a young fella thing.
It's funny because he's so confident and comfortable moving down the wing, but he's definitely got some shakiness, like handling the ball in the defensive 50. But I want to give some appreciation to him for his underlying numbers tonight because they were terrific. 7 score involvements, 11 disposals, half of his possessions contested, 90% efficiency. So Connor O'Sullivan, very good in my book.
Just one of those 10% went to Harley Reid, top of the goal square. Anyway, that's fine. That happens.
Tell you what,
the best of them as well.
God, watching Harley Reid, you see just the physical attributes are so ridiculous. Like, there was one where he ran straight through an O'Connor tackle, and it's like, he's still figuring out some of his feel for the game, but man, physically, he's just nuts.
Yeah, O'Connor. He's no pushover, O'Connor. That's for sure.
No, he's not. I thought outside of the first quarter, when they had a billion bad turnovers that we should have capitalized on more, I thought West Coast didn't play that poorly, and they ran out of steam in the fourth, but they played decently well. Graham and Baker were both solid. Archer Reed was just a pain, like interfering with marking contests, doing enough to keep guys out of it and keep their chances alive. Obviously, Hoff's tag on Bailey Smith was good. And I thought Hewitt was decently sharp. Like, they're putting some pieces there. It's just, we should have really blasted that first quarter apart, and we could have been up. Yeah, we could have been up 30.
What did you think of O'Sheen's Mullins' job tonight? How did you think
there were times when he was right on Harley that were really good, and there were times when he was actually like handling the ball. He's clearly getting more confident with his disposals. You're seeing that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a positive. He's getting more confident. I think other quiet positives tonight, Sean Manna had 9 score involvements, and even though he wasn't perfect, he was dangerous. Tyson
I was going to say, he looked dangerous. He had an aura about him tonight. Every time he went near it, it felt like something was going to happen.
Stengel 7 score involvements and 3 assists. To go with 2 goals, I'll take that. I thought Mitch Duncan was quietly really, really good tonight. Wow, 8 contested possessions, 8 score involvements, nearly 90% efficiency. He was better than I thought, actually. And then I think this was probably Grian's best game of the year.
Yeah, I reckon he's had another couple of good ones, but it would definitely be up there for sure. He was good tonight.
I'm surprised that he had only 3 contested possessions, which tells you not that he was going away from the contest. It's just that they couldn't stay on him. And I mean, it makes sense. Like, they're going to start devoting themselves to Smith and Holmes more and Jezza. And someone's going to be open because they just don't have that depth of player. And I think those guys that had those opportunities tonight were Duncan and Myers, and both capitalized on it pretty well.
They made the most of their opportunities, that's for sure. And you can't, Geelong's got a lot of good players, and you're going to give plenty of space to Grind Myers and Mitch Duncan. You're going to get burnt pretty bad. Looks like we tried to play a bit of a running game, it seemed like at the start, and then the skills just kind of weren't there to match it for the most part. Just a couple of fundamentals that weren't quite there tonight. And then we sort of had to revert into more of a safe mode of playing, I thought.
Yeah, and it's funny because we also had, they were, during that faster game, they looked so overwhelmed with it. And I wish we could have stuck with it. I mean, it's hard to do that for a full 4 quarters. Lawson, I thought, was decent. Thanks for asking, Magnus. I didn't think he was amazing, but I thought he was just solid, and I would have loved for him to get a goal. Another one with just, good impact per touch. Quieter game numbers-wise from Zach Guthrie, but he was pretty sharp. And someone had already mentioned in the comments that Shannon Neal was actually, his hands showed up tonight, and that was great.
Yeah,
there were still
a couple of contested marks that I saw at least. Did he take? Have I got that advanced stat?
Let's see. How many is he credited with? Nobody's got
the same one.
Only one. Nobody had multiple, but
only one contested mark. Contested mark. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I just think we're gonna have to be better next week, no doubt. And hopefully the Suns continue their run of just not playing well outside of their own building.
I hope.
they're tough though. And Anderson's just been on fire these last few weeks. And then I mean, you've still got Rowell. Yeah, go time, good point. There was, I think, one that O'Sullivan gave up that led to a goal after he had done a really good job preventing a mark where he like kind of airmailed Reese on a handball. I think largely, I guess to sum this up, we won this game just by having more good players. It's where we are right now.
We're a lot deeper. I think that's probably a good call. Actually, I think we didn't our team as a whole didn't play great, but
no.
I guess we've got just maybe 18 good players versus their 10 or 11 good players.
Yeah,
if that. Yeah, that's going to win most games.
I'm surprised we gave Tom Stewart a game today. I thought we were going to rest him this week, and he was shaky. He did have a couple of important intercept marks to quell their pressure, but you can tell he's still not where he needs to be, which is why I'm really surprised he played today. Maybe, I don't know when we'll rest him. I would think he plays the next few leading into the bye.
He didn't look right, did he? When he landed a few times, I mean, he didn't reach for it, but you could just see he's not comfortable. Like, it's just, he's battling. And I don't know if it's one of those things that he's just going to have to play with pain. But it's not something that he's going to get better with rest potentially. But
yeah, I really thought he would get a rest tonight. That was the other change I was expecting. I thought that week off did wonders for Connor O'Sullivan, like I said, which doesn't surprise me. He needed it. He got it. He made the most of it. Wow, I guess because of that late push, we actually outperformed our expected score, that does not match up with the eye test.
Oh,
maybe
really?
It's just because of that first quarter.
116.
Yeah, expected score was actually a few points lower than we finished, but I think it was just because that first quarter was so shaky. Like
4 goals.
It should have been. There was one point in the second quarter, and I wrote it down because I had just checked. Yeah, when it was 37-49, it should have been like 26-48.
Look, Geelong won three quarters tonight. We basically dominated for 3 quarters. The first quarter, a couple of goals, 3 goals. The second quarter, probably just West Coast. And then the third quarter was tied, and then Geelong again in the fourth. So it wasn't a for all, I thought.
Yeah, I guess, you know what? It's because the second quarter feels like a massive loss because we had started it well and then really faded. But good enough for what it was. Going to need to be better against better teams. And generally, we
let them get momentum back, and then they pretty much. Yeah.
All right, I know that you guys trying to keep it shorter.
Score worm would say once West Coast gained momentum back, yeah. No, you're right. Final thoughts?
Crusty seal of approval, good enough. Yeah, Ben, your camera's lagging a bunch and it's getting choppy, so I don't know what's going on your end or if Paul can help with that, but
yeah, I think it is.
Glad it's not on my end. I mean, it's just that first quarter was so dominant.
Probably not.
Only led by 17. I mean, 30 marks to 9, 10 tackles inside 50 to 1, 8 free kicks to 2, and to have only led by 11 until the final play of the quarter, like we need to capitalize on those. Against the Bulldogs, we capitalized in that second quarter. And if we let a dominant stretch like that slip away, we're, against a better team, it's going to be rough. But, we are now we've made 1, 2, 3, 4 interstate trips and won 3 of them. Is that right? Am I forgetting any? I think we've still got the 2 just Sydney. But yeah, we won both games in Adelaide.
Sounds about right to me.
And we won this one. So 12 points out of 4 interstate games.
Lost in Brisbane.
Yeah, and we probably should have had that one. So I'll take it. We're doing a good job to put ourselves in position.
And we should beat Sydney up there.
Sorry?
We should beat Sydney later in the year as well when we get up.
We'll
when we
see.
head up
I
there,
mean,
you'd think.
Hopefully they'll be broken and totally out of it by then. But by then, Golden should actually be healthy. We'll see how much that changes them. GWS is the ultimate enigma. I don't know what I'm going to get from them week to week, quarter to quarter. It makes them must-see viewing. I thought I'd be taking a nap during some of their Richmond game. That was like edge-of-your-seat stuff. But on to the Suns. I think I'm going to be one of the few that leaves Bailey Smith out of my three. He does get an honorable mention, as does Mitch Duncan, as does Tyson Stengel. But 1 vote, Connor O'Sullivan, 2 votes, Brian Myers, and 3, Max Holmes. Just that run and carry down the wing was huge. His instincts were terrific. His speed was both important when we were getting going in the first quarter and when everyone else seemed to struggle. He had how many center clearances? It was 5. Yeah, 5 center clearances.
7 or 8? No, 5? Yeah, okay. Yep.
And he got a couple of those like at really big moments when it felt like, they were about to take some momentum from us, or where, the next goal was huge. That next clearance after a goal was huge. And he did a really good job on those. So Max Holmes, best on ground tonight. And then best Eagle, because we have that polished turd award. It's got to be someone out of Graham Baker or Harley Reid, I would think. So curious what you guys think out of that.
Yes.
But not pretty, not necessarily one that I'm going to have a lot of memories of, but good enough.
Good enough for the win. Good enough to get on with our life. And not think about it too long. And you always take the win.
Yeah.
Geez. Ethan, always a pleasure, mate. Love it. Sorry to cut you a bit short tonight. As I said, I'm trying to keep it a little quick tonight. So
no, it's good. I know.
But love it when you come on in the chat. Bit of love in the chat tonight as well, as always, for you too, I'm sure.
Yeah. And Horatio, yeah.
Sorry about my feed tonight. I don't know what's going on. We had issues before the night.
Yeah. All right. On to next week.
Yeah, it's my internet.
Quicker turnaround.
I don't know what's going on. It's probably.
Let's head into the bye strong. 3 big games. Go Cats.
Beautiful. Go Cats. See you, mate. All right. I don't know what's going on with the internet tonight. Everything's weird. So hopefully, I don't know what's going on. Normally it's pretty good, but yeah. Anyway, it's just one of those nights. I think, unfortunately, someone's streaming 50 gig of something. I don't know what it is. Looks like Scotty's back in the chat. Welcome back, Scotty. I'm just walking home with a Ford Raptor in their back pocket. You're a pest, Scotty. You're an absolute pest. All right, let's get Vince on. Welcome, Vince.
Man.
Thanks for waiting. I do have a special graphic for you. Hang on.
I'm not a ballet connoisseur. I've seen one ballet, and you happened to catch me on it after.
Well, you were last time you were here, so that's what we're going with for now.
And I had like 500 drinks that night.
We'll find something new for you next time.
Anyway,
Was it a good night?
hello.
I mean, we don't have to keep talking about the trip to the ballet, but yeah.
No, please,
Hello.
please listen. That was a very embarrassing night. But this was also quite.
Tell me about. You
embarrassing.
talk with my internet.
Oh, no, is it your camera and sound? Oh, you glitched, or have I glitched?
No, I can. It's probably my end. So you just talk and yeah, if you can hear me fine.
Well, I was very tense through most of this game.
I've got you fine. You just talk.
Until about the halfway through the last quarter. It seemed bad. it seemed quite embarrassing. I thought Stengel had a really good game. I hadn't noticed him for a lot of this year, but I noticed him like really getting in there, doing a lot of goal assists and just trying to make a difference. There you are.
Doing his
see him
best.
yeah,
He
doing
wasn't in my best players, but yeah.
and even though he's not kicking goals and doing the small forward work that we're usually seeing him do, I think he's slightly in a different role. No, have you
Yeah,
frozen again? Yep.
Maybe. Talk over top of you.
No, you go for it. It's your show. What did I say? I thought the West Coast jumpers were pretty shit. Why do they look like Richmond jumpers?
WA day tomorrow, apparently.
Cool. Yeah. No one knows that unless you're in WA.
Yep.
I also think that someone really needs to teach Harley Reid how to wash his hair.
WA. Yes.
Yeah, like if he gets to Geelong, he'll be introduced to shampoo, I pray, because that is a greasy mop. It's bad. It's really bad. Like I know mine
it's
doesn't
not
look
pretty.
great, but I washed it 2 days ago.
It's bad like my internet connection.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because that I haven't dyed my hair in like 6 weeks. His blonde is
Are you normally
just
a platinum blonde? Is that your normal go?
Yeah, I am naturally blonde, but I dye it black. The Scotty Tompkins,
Go.
wash it. Try to go twice a week.
Twice.
Maybe
Wednesdays and
give it a
Sundays.
little
Easy.
apple cider vinegar
Sorted.
rinse. Do a little scalp treatment. Anyway, yeah, Harley Reid's
Something
hair
like
looks real manky. Anyway.
We'll have to chat. We'll have to get a bottle of shampoo next time.
So this is so weird because we're so.
All right. Well, I reckon we're going to have to keep this pretty quick because I don't think the internet's going to handle this tonight.
Yeah, our internet connections are a bit weird. Anyway,
Yeah, it's not working tonight.
even our really tired players were they were okay. I was really disappointed in what
They were just
Geelong.
okay. They were just okay.
Okay. It wasn't until the fourth quarter that we actually got
They
going.
were fine.
And I think maybe we came into this too arrogantly because we thought it would be an easy game.
That's what happens sometimes, unfortunately. Who was your best 3 players on the ground tonight?
I always want to give my top 3 to Dempsey because he is beautiful, but no, he didn't get that. So I'm going to give my 3 to Stengel because I thought he really tried. Like everything he did even if he didn't succeed, he was in there. He was putting his body on the line, and I thought,
Yep.
yeah. 2, Cameron, of course.
We'll try.
Well, he's still got, what, 4, 5 goals?
Cameron for the... Yeah, 5 goals in the end.
Yep.
Yep.
Not sure.
And 1 more.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Holmes or...
Dempsey was pretty good.
He was good. He just missed. He tried. Like, do I give it? I was thinking
He tried, but he
Holmes.
wasn't quite there.
Max Holmes?
Probably Max Holmes would probably be in most people's ones anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to give it
I
to
think
Holmesy.
we're probably going to have to wind up the stream. I think the stream's just too bad tonight, so we're probably going to have to finish it up, I'd say. I just think it's not working. It's just a bit glitchy today, so I'm going to have to figure out what's going on and then come back to it, I think.
Yeah.
So I'll say goodbye. Sorry to cut you off a little bit soon, but and Benjamin, I can see you in the chat. I think we're just going to have to end it, and I'll have to figure out what's going on with the internet connection. But it's just not working at all tonight. It's really, really struggling. I think it's not.
Yeah,
I don't think it's my issue. I think it's the network. There's
I think
some issue
it
on
is
this Monday night.
because I've just looked at the StreamYard from where I am and switched over to YouTube, and it's like almost a minute behind. Maybe 30 seconds. I don't know. But it's a lot behind. So.
Yeah.
How many wines deep?
Yeah, I'm
Sarah.
not sure what it is.
Rude.
All right. We'll say goodbye.
Oh.
I know. It's very rude. I have a bad internet connection. All right. Say goodbye. All right. Sorry about that. I'm sorry to cut you off. Finish it early. The internet is just not playing ball. I just ran a speed test and the network's just not working. So I'm not even sure if you can hear me at the moment. But we're going to go under an hour tonight, or maybe just slightly over an hour tonight. It's a weird old night for the Geelong Football Club. Thank you for watching, though. I do appreciate it. Thank you all the guests that came on. Lucas, I didn't get you on tonight. You came on too late and the internet was too bad anyway, but it is what it is. It is what I know. The chant for Lucas, but I don't think the internet's going to handle it. At least not at my end for some reason. So anyway, we'll see you on the next one, everyone. Enjoy that for what it was worth. Go Cats and take care.
For the show, dropping pussy down facts, mitts, forwards and backs, representing G-Town while talking the smack. Clashing facts like Patty, where the hell you at? Hoops crew are exploding, don't ever look back. Then we got Paul, yeah, he knows his stuff. He's a man, he's a myth, taking on the nuffs. The man don't miss, he loves to react. His words cut deep, he's a counterattack. Balls on fire, brings a mic to life. Don't fuck with B-Dog if you value your life. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew's here and they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, man, remember the names. In the studio, Jake's bringing the noise. With Johnny and Sambo, the chaps chat boys, feel electric, and they're ready to roll. The boys are on fire and they're taking control. Recaps and previews, yeah, they cover it all. Part of the Hoops crew with Betty and Paul. They Max Holmes and Jack Bose. Tommy fucking Atkins, he'll break your damn nose. Stewie in the middle and Reese in the ruck. They see Big Jezza and they know they're fucked. They're the T-Town boys, go hard or go home. They're fucking insane, taking over the throne. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run T-Town. The Hoops